There is a change coming to your Social Security that very few people are explaining to you plainly. And if you are one of the millions of people who still receive a paper check in the mail, or you help take care of a parent or someone you love who does, it lands squarely on you. The federal government is ending the paper Social Security check, not at some vague point years from now. A federal law and a presidential order have already taken effect, and the Social Security Administration has confirmed that it is finishing the move to all electronic payments before the end of this year. The plain paper envelope that has arrived in your mailbox on the same few days every month for decades is going away. And if you do nothing at all, you are leaving the single most important payment in your life open to delay, to confusion, and to a kind of theft that is spreading fast right now. Let me show you what this looks like when it goes wrong, because it is already happening to people. Picture a woman in her late 70s who has received a paper check her whole life. She does not use a computer. She has never had much reason to. Her check comes, she walks it to the bank, and that is how it has always been. Then one month, the check simply does not come. She waits a few days, thinking it is the mail. It is not the mail. The paper check program is wound down, and because nobody ever told her in plain words what to do, there was no bank account and no card set up to catch her money. Her payment did not vanish, but it did not reach her either. And now she is making frightened phone calls while her rent sits unpaid. That is the situation I do not want for you or for anyone you love, and it is completely avoidable. So let me keep this calm and simple, because there is no reason to panic, only a reason to act. By the end of these few minutes, you will understand exactly what is changing, the two safe ways to make sure your money keeps arriving on time, the one quiet exception that protects the people who truly cannot switch, and the single rule that keeps the scammers who are circling this change away from your benefits. Stay with me until that last part especially, because that is where seniors are losing real money this year. Here is what is actually happening. For a long time, the government has been moving away from paper checks of every kind, and Social Security was the last big holdout. Now the rule is in force. As of the end of September in 2025, the Treasury was directed to stop issuing paper checks for federal benefits, and the Social Security Administration has said it will complete the switch for everyone before this year is over. The reason they give is hard to argue with. A paper check sitting in a mailbox is about 16 times more likely to be lost, stolen, altered, or returned than a payment sent electronically. Every single year, checks are lifted out of mailboxes, forged, and cashed by people they were never meant for. The government wants that to end, and the way they are ending it is by ending the paper check itself. Now, if your benefit already goes straight into your bank account by direct deposit, then much of this is already handled for you. And the main thing you need from this video is the scam warning near the end, because that part is for absolutely everyone. But if you still receive an actual paper check, or if you are not completely certain how your payment reaches you, then this is the most important thing you will sort out all month. Because once the paper checks stop, a payment with nowhere electronic to land is a payment that does not arrive. And a missed Social Security payment, even for a single month, is something almost no retiree can absorb. Before I show you the two ways to fix this, let me take away one fear right now, because I know some of you are sitting there thinking that you do not have a bank account and you do not use the internet, and you are afraid this leaves you with nothing. It does not. The government has built in an exception. People who genuinely cannot use electronic payments, those without access to a bank or who face a real hardship, can still request to keep receiving a paper check. You are not going to be cut off and left with no way to get your own money. But here is the part that matters. That exception is something you have to ask for. It is not handed to you automatically. So whether you are moving to electronic payment or asking to stay on paper, the lesson is exactly the same. You have to take one action. Doing nothing is the only choice that actually hurts you. So here are your two safe options. The first, and the one most people will use, is direct deposit straight into a bank or credit union account. As you have an account, your benefit lands inside it on your payment day automatically. No envelope, no mail carrier, no waiting by the window. It is faster than a check, and it cannot be stolen out of a mailbox. You can set this up through your own My Social Security account online, or by calling the Social Security Administration directly, or by walking into your local Social Security office, or even by asking your bank to send your account details over to Social Security for you. I will put the official phone number and the official website down in the description so that you are dealing only with the real Social Security Administration and with nobody pretending to be them. The second option is built specifically for the people who do not have a bank account and do not want one. It is called the Direct Express card. It is a prepaid debit card, and your Social Security payment is loaded onto it automatically every month. You can use it to buy your groceries, pay your bills, and take out cash, exactly like any other card, and you never needed a bank to get it. There is no monthly fee just to use it. If that sounds like the right fit for you, you can sign up over the phone. And once again, I will leave the official Direct Express number in the description so you reach the genuine program and not an imposter. One important note for either choice. When you set up a new direct deposit or a new card, it can take 30 to 60 days to fully take effect. So please do not wait until the last moment. Begin now, while you still have plenty of time before the change is finished. And now, the part I told you to wait for, because this is where the real danger of this whole change lives. And it is the reason I sat down to make this for you. Wherever the government announces a big change in how seniors receive their money, the scammers move in right behind it, and they have moved in on this one hard. Here is how their trick works. A scammer reaches out to you by phone, by text message, by letter, or by a message on social media, and they pretend to be from the Social Security Administration. They can even fake the number so that the caller identification on your phone shows what looks like a real government line. They tell you that because of the switch to electronic payments, you need to verify your account, or confirm your bank details, or update your direct deposit information immediately, or else your benefits will be suspended. It sounds official. It sounds urgent. They want you afraid and in a hurry, because frightened people stop thinking clearly. And if you give them what they ask for, they do not protect your payment. They quietly change the banking details on your record and send your next payment straight into their own account. The cruelest part is that you often do not discover any of it until the day your money simply fails to arrive, and by then, it has already been taken. This is not rare, and it is not happening to careless people. It is happening to sharp, careful seniors who were caught at the wrong moment by a story that sounded exactly like the news they had just heard about paper checks ending. Let me make it concrete, because these calls are far more convincing than you would expect. Imagine the phone rings on a quiet weekday afternoon. The voice on the other end is calm, polite, and professional. The caller already knows your name, and perhaps even repeats back the last few digits of something familiar, which is just enough to make you believe they must be official. They tell you there is a problem with the switch to electronic payments on your account, and that unless you confirm your banking information in the next few minutes, your next deposit will be placed on hold. There is no anger in the voice, only concern, as though they are on your side and simply trying to spare you a delay. That gentle, helpful tone is the weapon. By the time the call ends, you have read out the very numbers that let them walk straight into your account, and you hang up feeling relieved, certain you just protected your money, when in truth you have just handed it away. That is how careful people lose a whole month of income, and there is no shame in it. The only real protection is knowing in advance that the call itself is the lie. So, here is the one rule that keeps you safe, and I want you to hold on to it more tightly than anything else I have told you today. The real Social Security Administration will not call you, will not text you, and will not email you out of nowhere demanding that you verify your bank information. And they will not threaten to cut off your benefits if you do not act this very minute. That is simply not how they operate. So, if someone contacts you first and pressures you for your bank details or your Social Security number over this change, it is a scam. Every single time, with no exceptions. Do not press the button they tell you to press. Do not call the number they read out to you. Hang up. And if you want to check on your own account, you reach out to Social Security yourself, using only the official number and the official website that I will leave in the description below. You reaching out to them is safe. Them reaching out to you and asking for your details is the trap. Let me bring this all together, because underneath everything, the message is calm and clear. The paper check is ending. That part is not a scam. It is real, and it is happening this year. But you are not powerless, and you are not going to be abandoned. If you have a bank account, set up direct deposit. If you do not have one, get the Direct Express card. If you truly cannot manage either, ask to keep your paper check. Choose the one that fits your life, and do it soon, because the change is almost complete, and a payment with nowhere to land is a payment that does not come. And through all of it, hold the rule close. You reach out to them. They do not get to call you and ask for your bank details. The moment you understand that, no scammer alive can touch your check. And let me make the action small enough that you can actually do it tonight, because I do not want this to feel like a mountain. You do not have to solve everything at once. This week, do one single thing. Find out how your Social Security payment reaches you right now. If it already arrives by direct deposit, then you are in good shape. And your only job is to remember the rule about the scam calls. If it still comes as a paper check, make one call to the official Social Security number in the description, or sit down with one person you trust who can help you set up direct deposit or the card. One phone call. That is the entire task. Everything else follows naturally from it. So do one kind thing before you go. Think of someone you know who still watches for that paper envelope in the mail each month. A parent, a neighbor, an old friend who does not spend much time online and would never hear about this change until it was already too late. Send this to them today. A 2-minute warning from you could be the single reason their Social Security keeps arriving without one missed month, and the reason a stranger pretending to help never gets the chance to take it. There are not many messages you can send that protect somebody's whole income in one move. This is one of them.